this episode, I will be discussing the history of Topkapi Palace, which is just behind me. So, Topkapi Palace, as you can see, it's one of Istanbul's most iconic landmarks. The palace was built in 1459 approximately, and we're currently in what's called the Sarayburnu area. And the palace was built after the conquest of Constantinople. Constantinople was a city that belonged to the Byzantine Empire for approximately 1500 years, but it was conquered, and it was conquered by the Sultan Mehmet II. Subsequently, he is now called Mehmet the Conqueror, and it was a very big deal for the Ottomans to have conquered Constantinople because it was a jewel that they'd had their eye on for a couple of centuries, and it was the seventh Sultan Mehmet II that actually managed to do that. So conquering this, very big deal, it made the Ottomans a true empire. They felt like a true empire. They were calling themselves Sultan, and now they had a really prized city. So Topkapı, it wasn't just a palace, it was a seat of the Sultan's power. Everything in the empire was ruled from the center. It was ruled from the palace behind me. Also, his government, the Sublime Porte, operated within the palace. And really, it was a private residence as well. It was an imperial residence for 400 years. The Sultan's private quarters are back in the inner section, in the harem, where he lived with his wives and his family. And also the Ottoman government and the Imperial Council operated from inside in the Enderun. And the structure, you can divide it into two. You have a birun, the outside, where we are. So here you had the kitchens and the mint and other functions. And the inside, you had the Enderun, which is where the private quarters and the Imperial Council operated. And the two sections are joined by the Gate of Felicity, which is past us. It isn't just a palace, it's a complex. It's 173 acres large, and there are very famous treasures. There's two types of treasures. You've got the Imperial Treasury, where you had valuable items, the Topkapı dagger, the famous Topkapı dagger, the large diamond. So we have those valuable items, but there are also priceless holy relics. There are relics from the Prophet Muhammad, from Moses and Abraham. So apart from it being the seat of power, it's actually a royal palace and a spiritual center.